Thank you, one and all. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming to the podium Mr. Venkat Reddy, Managing Director, GeneSysBiologics.
Good afternoon, everyone. Honored guests, Sri Pankaj Bhai Patel, Sri Jayesh Ranjan E.V. Narasimhareddy Garu, the young investors that supported the Genesis, media friends, board of directors, and ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Genesis, let me extend a very warm welcome to all for the inaugural ceremony of our Biotech Center as well as the manufacturing facility. I'm very much excited to join with you today. Genesis' core focus is to discover, develop, and deliver insulin-related biosimilars that are in the common reach of common man. So that is our mantra. We want to get our products that can be affordable to the common man. Genesis has a very large, promising, and attractive portfolio of 6 insulin as well as insulin analogs pipeline, which includes rapid acting, short acting, long acting, and intermediate acting. So we have a wide range of insulins. The current global sales of the innovative products that we are developing rather, is close to greater than $30 billion. And one of the matter of huge global concern is diabetes. Globally, more than 450 million patients are suffering with this disease. And unfortunately, the number is increasing from a patient perspective. We are a very young company. The last 3 years have been quite a productive journey for us. We have very passionately traveled and centered our scientific journey with a deep sense of purpose. And that purpose was in developing high quality biosimilars that can be affordable. So Genesis has significantly invested over the last 3 years in the research and development, and now manufacturing. And so far, in the last 3 years, it was quite a eventful 3 years for us. We have navigated 4 out of 6 molecules, all the way from research through the non-clinical studies completed. So this was quite an important event for us from a facility perspective, GMP manufacturing facility perspective. So today it's a very important day for all of us here at Genesis. We stand at a focal point where with the new manufacturing facility, we embark onto a new journey that leads into the clinical development of biosimilars, and which will be followed by the pivotal clinical trials for these biosimilars that we are developing, as well as potential, seeking marketing approvals both in the domestic market as well as international markets. This new facility will support us in our journey into clinical trials, both domestic as well as US and Europe, and with a commitment to manufacture and supply the highest quality product, along with the cost-effective, that can be cost-effective to the domestic patients as well as for the international patients. This campus currently employs 140 people, and we expect to grow to roughly about 200 by end of this year. The quality of scientists here are quite unbelievably, matching the international quality of scientists, which I was very, very pleasantly surprised. And these guys with a small team have pulled out the extraordinary work in the last 3 years with a very small team. Apart from this manufacturing, as you know, insulin is a disease diabetes is a disease where insulin is quite big. So we will be expanding our manufacturing footprint beyond this facility. I personally believe that it's quite an exciting time for biosimilar industry. Particularly, the regulatory landscape is evolving as we speak. It's not the same 5 years back or 10 years back. It's evolving. So that is quite a positive thing for biosimilar industry. And we strongly at Genesis believe that biosimilars would emerge as a rapidly growing segment in the biopharmaceutical industry. From a timing perspective, we believe Genesis is nicely placed in terms of where we are from a biosimilar development perspective. And we are very confident that there will be, whether in US or Europe, there will be abbreviated clinical pathway rather than a templated that is done by the previous companies. We strongly believe there will be an abbreviated clinical pathway for these biosimilars. At Genesis, we are strategizing and positioning ourselves to launch at least 2 products. We are the first company to launch 2 products in India as well as elsewhere outside, possibly in US and Europe. And we certainly believe bringing these affordable products onto different markets will have a positive impact on the healthcare system by and large. Finally, let me congratulate my Genesis team here on their outstanding work for the last 3 years, and in particular, senior leadership team led by Dr. Krishna Rao, Tulsi Ramu, and business development led by Mr. Rajendra Rao, Mr. Vamsidhar, and Mr. Rupesh Pondrella. Finally, my fellow colleagues at Genesis, as you all have demonstrated that when we work together, nothing is impossible. I think you have really lived that statement. And it is not impossible to achieve any of the toughest targets. That I strongly believe in the team, and I'm sure our dreams will come true. So be as passionate as you are and be the best every day, because you are involved in improving the lives of patients across the globe. Let us continue to do the good work with patient-first approach and make a difference in the lives of others by bringing affordable and high-quality biosimilars. Ultimately, our medicines makes lives better, so we touch lives every day. That's the good way to spend a career and a noble thing to do. Congratulations again. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable insights. We would like to invite Mr. Venkat Reddy, Managing Director, GeneSysBiologics, Mr. Rajendra Rao, Chairman, GeneSysBiologics, and the Board of Directors of GeneSysBiologics to kindly come up on stage and felicitate our eminent guest, Sri Jayesh Ranjan. Sir, we request you to kindly come up on stage and accept our token of love and appreciation.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, scientists, researchers, entrepreneurs. I extend my warm welcome to Shri Pankaj Bhai Patel, one of the most eminent industry leaders who has today brought immense repute to the country as a whole. We are honored, sir, that you are present here. As most of you would be aware, our Minister for Industries and IT, Mr. KT Ramarao, was supposed to be here. But I'm sure all of you know also that today is a very momentous day. A lot is happening in the city. And right now a cabinet meeting is going on as we speak. So obviously the minister is not able to be here. But some of the thoughts that he wanted to be conveyed here, I would like to do that on his behalf. But first of all, I would like to offer my own congratulations to the entire Genesis team. In fact, this is a milestone. We are witnessing history today because this is the first bulk manufacturing facility for biosimilars in Genome Valley. We take immense pride in Genome Valley because it offers a range of activities. This was a missing piece, someone who is doing bulk manufacturing for biosimilars. And I'm very happy that that missing piece also has been put together today by this very, very entrepreneurial and a very dynamic team of GeneSys. So my best wishes, may you continue to flourish and may you continue to do well. Hyderabad, as all of you are aware, has been a very formidable location in the global generic drug and vaccine landscape. And we take immense pride that Hyderabad is recognized as the global disease prevention capital. In fact, many of you would be aware that some of the recent viruses that we saw, the Zika virus, the rotavirus, and so on, their vaccines actually were discovered and then commercialized from Hyderabad. And we have people sitting in this room who have been responsible for all that. So what is coming up now also in a way adds to the strong reputation and the richness of Hyderabad. And the important role Genome Valley has played in creating this pole position for Hyderabad cannot be underplayed. Actually, this is a one of its kind cluster, a life sciences cluster, in not just in India, but in the whole of Asia. And the fact that some of the most cutting edge, some of the most high-tech work is happening in this Genome Valley, that makes this even more formidable. I would also like to mention that the state government is very keen to promote this industry, this vertical even further. So as I said, while we are the most prominent cluster in the country, we don't want to remain content and satisfied with that. We want really to push the envelope, position Hyderabad as one of the most important centers in the world. And if you look at the slew of initiatives that have been announced in the last 3 years, more particularly, you will all agree that we are actually moving in the right direction. So since we are in Genome Valley, I'm very happy to share with you that the 2.0 version of Genome Valley 2.0, is actually getting rolled out in a very, very short span of time. We are adding more land to Genome Valley because land has become saturated. And some of you would be aware that we have announced a dedicated incubator for biotechnology, which is called B Hub, that will be located in Genome Valley. And more high-tech, more research-focused institutions, including limited manufacturing, will also become a part of Genome Valley 2.0. I don't have to mention about Pharma City, which has generated enough curiosity in the industry by now. This is going to be the largest cluster of its kind to encourage manufacturing and R&D of bulk drugs, pharmaceuticals, generics, APIs, vaccines, etc. The size of this cluster is close to 20,000 acres, and all the processes of getting the environment clearance, developing infrastructure, bringing institutional partners, all that is on the way. We have also very successfully launched Medical Devices Park, and the first batch of 14 clients have started moving there, so that is getting its own traction. We are also in the process of creating a life sciences infrastructure fund. Because of the prominence of Hyderabad in this area, we have received lots of interest from the venture capital funding community who see value in what we are doing, who want to partner with us. And in some ways, it also reduces the upfront burden on the government in finding resources to really fund some of the big ticket infrastructure requirements in all these projects of ours. We continue to run our annual flagship event called BioAsia, and year after year after year, it is getting even bigger and better. And as we all know, this happens every year in February. So the next edition, which takes place in 2019, February, I'm sure many of you would be participants in that. So as I said, the richness of Hyderabad cannot really be underestimated, and some of the most marquee names from the life sciences world, from the pharma world are here. Since Mr. Patel is here, I must let you know that the only name which is missing in our bouquet is Cadila. And now that you are here, I'm sure you will see for yourself how rich and how integrated this ecosystem is. And whenever your expansion plans happen, as and when you plan for your business development plans, new manufacturing plans, I'm sure that Hyderabad will offer a value proposition which cannot be matched anywhere in this country today. So we look forward to engage you much more in our world of life sciences here in Hyderabad. And once again, grateful to you for having come here. So thanks very much for inviting me. Let us hope for the best possible future for GeneSys, and let this become a very good role model and example for others who want to get into this biosimilar space. Good wishes. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your thoughts with us. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming to the podium Mr. Rajendra Rao, Chairman, GeneSysBiologics.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to make a prolonged speech because we're already delayed. Just keep it short. Welcoming Mr. Pankaj Patel to the inauguration facility, and we are proud to have him here as our chief guest. And also Mr. Jayesh Ranjan just mentioned that there's a lot happening in the city, but despite that he's made an effort to come here and prove the commitment of the government to the industry. While Venkat dwelled on what we did in 3.5 years or what we achieved here, I think what we would like to tell is we could achieve what we have achieved also partially because the speedy approvals that we got from the government. We got most of the approvals within a month and a half, and that's what made our project move much faster here. Also, I'd like to thank the 3 people who came from the US, Venkat and 2 of his other colleagues to start GeneSys, and Vamshi for stitching up this collaborative partnership company, which helped all of us to join this partnership and to create what GeneSys is today. We've just made an end of the first phase of our journey here. The second and most important clinical phase is just starting. And the most important phase of launching the product happens after we complete the clinical. So a long and eventful journey for us is just the beginning. So probably the colleagues who have contributed day and night in the last 3 years will still have to continue a lot more for us for the next 2-3 years to get this project moving ahead to a commercial level. I take this opportunity to thank all my GeneSys colleagues, investors, shareholders, and also the banks who funded us in believing us in asking for limited collaterals, because for a startup that's the most important thing. And a lot of friends in the industry who believed in us, some from a long number of years and some across the journey who have come across us. And thanks for all of them to come here. I welcome Pankaj Bhai come onto the stage and Mr. Jayesh Ranjan to come onto the stage for the Plaque inauguration now. Thanks a lot.
We would like to request all our board of directors to kindly come up on the stage for the plaque unveiling ceremony. We would also request all our investors and shareholders to kindly join the plaque unveiling ceremony up on the stage. While our Honorable Minister Sri KT Ramarao could not join us for the event today, he was gracious to unveil the plaque for us at his office earlier today.
Pankaj Patel ji, Rajendra Garu, Vamshi Garu, Venkat Reddy Garu, and other distinguished guests. Very good afternoon. I congratulate the entire team of Genesis on the occasion of inauguration of state-of-the-art biosimilar manufacturing facility in Genome Valley. Today, Genome Valley is among the largest life sciences clusters in Asia, and the government of Telangana will continue to support its expansion and its dominant position to attract more and more life sciences company to Genome Valley. This cluster has grown tremendously to become home to more than 200 companies with over 10,000 scientific and technical workforce working out of this facility. I believe biologics and biosimilars are the next wave of growth in life sciences, and I believe Genesis has chosen rightly to invest in a wonderful city like Hyderabad. I wish I was there to personally congratulate you on your wonderful new facility, but unfortunately I cannot join you in person. But my best wishes, all the very best, and I do look forward to visiting your facility at a later date. Thank you. God bless.
We'd like to thank our Honorable Minister for all his good wishes. There are a few pictures from the unveiling ceremony which we would like to share with everyone. We'd like to request Mr. Venkat Reddy, Managing Director, GeneSysBiologics, Mr. Rajendra Rao, Chairman, GeneSysBiologics, Mr. Vamsi Dhar, Director, GeneSysBiologics, to kindly come up on stage and felicitate our eminent guest, Sri Pankaj Raman Bhai Patel. Sir, we request you to kindly come up on stage and accept our token of love and appreciation. The podium, Sri Pankaj Raman Bhai Patel, Chairman, Cadila Healthcare.
A very good afternoon. Sri Jayesh Ranjan, Principal Secretary, Government of Telangana. My friend, Mr. Rao, Mr. Vamsi, the Managing Director of the company, other directors on the board, and the invited guest, and very importantly, the scientists who are working here. I'm particularly here because I love science in particularly, being a scientist by heart and by training. And I feel that in this world, these are the people who is going to change our life and make our life better every day. And these are people who are going to make difference. I always believed in my heart that as a country, when we were developing, we benefited by the research done in the West, and the drugs developed there came to India, and as a result we have better quality of life. Our ailments and miseries were taken care of. But I think it's time to pay back to the world. It's time for the Indian scientists to now arise and give back to the world. We have done to some extent in a small molecule, where we have made life of millions of people who cannot afford medicine, made medicine more affordable. We are all very proud today that India has become the pharmacy of world. But I think we need to move to the next generation, which is the biologic journey. And I think I must congratulate the GeneSys team to really choose a very important area to create leadership of India into biosimilars as well. I think already explained that diabetes is a big problem, and we've been all concerned about not only curing diabetes but also controlling diabetes as the first priority. And the challenge is that in spite of the fact that the modern drugs and insurance are available, every person cannot even afford because the kind of level of income people will have in India. I think developing biosimilars with a modern day technology can actually solve that problem, and I see clearly a future hope for millions of diabetic patients in the place here in the Genome Valley, in Hyderabad, and in particularly at these premises. I have seen that a lot of scientists work here, and I can't resist from saying something which is very important for you, all of you to understand. I think what is going to be very important for us to really make our mark in the world as a scientist is this scientific integrity. If you believe in that, and if you continue to work on your scientific integrity, then you can make your mark in the world. And that's why it is very important that we need to really establish this scientific integrity of India and Indian scientists. I have no doubt it can be done, and people have demonstrated, but I think more has to be done. And I would urge my young scientists here particularly that always believe that whatever is the result, whether it's good or bad, is actually the journey towards progress. I have never seen a scientific development which has been successful without failure. Failure, I think, is a very important part of the success of a scientific discovery. And that's why it's very important for all of you that whatever is your experimental results are, believe in it, that they are actually going to teach you and learn you much more, and you can do much better. And I'm sure young people of the young generation, not our generation, but the next generation, I think have the capability and courage to actually face this brave world and create our mark in the world. I don't want to make a long speech because it's long enough, and I think most of you are waiting for lunch to be served very soon. But I think it will be appropriate for me to congratulate the team and wish them all the best in whatever they are doing. In my humble way, I can help them to also do better. I'm always there as a friend, philosopher and guide for them to do better. And I'm sure this is going to become a very important milestone in our life to create something very important for the world. Before I end, I thought I've come all the way from Ahmedabad to meet you people. I want to wish you that all your dreams become successful, and we all believe that Lord Ganesha can dispel all the vigna in our life. And I think that is what I want to give. So I would request all directors to please come on the stage. I would like to give you Lord Ganesha, which you can keep in your office. It will always dispel all your difficulties in whatever way you're doing. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for such valuable insights and good wishes. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming to the podium Dr. A. Ramkishan, Deputy Drugs Controller, TCGI.
Chief guest of today's function, Sri Pankaj Bhai R. Patel, Managing Director, Chairman, Jayesh Cadila Limited. Respected Principal Secretary, Sri Jayesh Ranjan, Department of Commerce and Industry, Government of Telangana. Sri Narasimhareddy Garu, Chairperson, and Dr. Nagappan Shetty, CEO of the Telangana Industrial Development Corporation, and Chairman of this GeneSys company, Rajendra Rao Garu, Director, very dynamic scientist, Sri Dr. Venkareddy Garu, and all important board of directors of this GeneSys company. So I am honored today on behalf of Drugs Control Department, Government of India. It gives me immense pleasure to express some certain views with respect to the biosimilar products. And we are having, Government of India is having well-defined guidance document for the requirement for approval of new drugs, because biosimilar products we are treating as a new drugs, and we are approving on fast track basis because we are not having any hurdles with respect to the approval process concern, and not as the inspector we are working at the same time. As a facilitator, we are taking care of all biotech industries in India. In India, we are having total 27 approved licensed vaccine manufacturers, and out of that, the current size of the biotech industry is $7 billion. And globally, we are meeting at $325.72 billion market. And I'm sure in near future, GeneSys is going to reach in top 10 biotech companies at the global level. And I pray to Lord Ganesha to remove all obstacles, because I have been interacting with Pankaj Bhai R. Patel when I joined in Drug Control Department in the year 1998. At that time, just Cadila Pharmaceutical Laboratories started in the year 1996-97. Now you see the Cadila Healthcare Limited group of Jayesh touching to $3.75 billion market. You see, they are engaged into various all novel products, therapeutic proteins, monoclonal antibodies, all novel vaccines, and our principal secretaries are saying that now RNA viruses are having a lot of replication with respect to the viral diseases are concerned. Zika virus, already we have given the approval for the preclinical testing, and rotavirus vaccine already is in the market, sir, and chikungunya preclinical testing completed by Bharat Biotech. Now they are going into phase 2 by 3 clinical trial testing. So we are having huge potential. We are having excellent entrepreneurs in India, and otherwise also Government of Telangana is doing extremely good job. So people says TS means Telangana state, everybody knows, but here T means talent, S means scientific pool. That is TS, meeting the parameters of total strength without compromising regulatory parameters. So I wish you should have good products. You are having a good expertise in the field of insulin formulation, long-acting, short-acting, medium-acting, with respect to treatment of type 1 diabetes, and already touching more than 475 million population. I did my research in insulin formulation, so I know the importance of formulation development. I wish the GeneSys should grow in near future. Thank you one and all for giving me the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming to the podium Dr. Tulsi Ramu, Director, GeneSysBiologics.
Distinguished guests, colleagues of GeneSys, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon to everybody. It's my privilege to propose a vote of thanks on behalf of GeneSys management. I would like to express our sincere gratitude to our Chief Guest, Sri Pankaj Bhai Patel, Chairman Cadila Healthcare Limited, for being with us and inaugurating the manufacturing facility by taking out his valuable time. We are grateful to Sri Jayesh Ranjan, Principal Secretary, Ministry of Industry and IT, Government of Telangana, for gracing this occasion.
Our heartfelt thanks to Mr. Narasimha Reddy Garu, MD, TSIC, who have been a great support to us. Further, I wish to thank Andrew from British Council for making it to this inauguration ceremony. Many thanks to all our invited guests, friends, investors and their families. I owe my special gratitude to the admin and housekeeping staff who worked behind the screen to ensure that the occasion becomes more successful. I thank all the members of the media for showing interest in covering this event. I would also wish to place on record our sincere appreciation to Team GeneSys for their continued support in achieving the company's goals. Last but not the least, I would like to extend our thanks to Voila and then, for the enormous cooperation in organizing this event. Once again, I thank you for being this in the afternoon. It has been a great pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you one and all for being a part of the inaugural ceremony of GeneSys